Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. You know, a lot of times we use the term gatekeeper, right? And we don't know who's standing at the gate. Okay, who's standing at the gate at the differences or the different levels, or as a mediator between the physical and the spiritual realm. Okay, the physical and the spiritual realm. We should be taking this journey while we're yet living, but we are being convinced to take it while we yet are unalived. And that is not true. All of the ancient gurus, all of the ancient teachers, all of the sacred knowledge was about how to get into this particular gate while yet being alive, how to get into heaven while yet being alive. Okay. And what you got to know is that there's an enemy standing at the gate. There is an enemy standing at the gate between your Genesis and your revelation. The Bible is all about your mind. The basic instruction before leaving earth is to know thyself. To know what about thyself? That you have this consciousness, this power to bring on your heavenly experience while you yet live. Okay? And so there is a war going on between your Genesis and your revelation, between your physical experience and your spiritual experience. And the enemy will do anything to keep you locked into a destitute so that you don't understand your power. It will keep you at infantry state of being. Right? And it doesn't matter if you're 70, 80, 90, 50 years old, you could still be in infantry state, in baby stage, if you don't know how to utilize your power. And your power is your mind, your consciousness. Okay. Now we have a lot of references to the gates, not only physically, but also spiritually, not only in the brain, but also in the mind. So you see that the thalamus, it is your consciousness gate. You see that you also have a gate between your brain and your blood. You see that you also have a gate that is your awareness gate with your reticular activating system. Okay. And then behind me here is your prefrontal cortex, is the executive gate. These are actual gates that control your logic, your reason, your awareness, that controls all of these things that you let in the brain or out of the brain. It's the same thing as here. Now look at what this says. Who is the gatekeeper? Attention. I can detain you long enough to enter you is entertainment. Let me repeat that. Me detaining you long enough to enter into your consciousness is what we call entertainment. Okay? And you being under arrest is the same thing as attend hut. Okay? So you have these things, these experiences in life that can have us under arrest, that can have our attention, that can have our consciousness imprisoned, and it can't get free. And so what I'm trying to get you to understand is that when you're ready to be free-minded, free spiritually, there's going to be somebody standing at the gate. And guess who that's going to be? You. The physical version of you is going to be standing at the gate trying to keep you from your spiritual self. The physical version of you is going to be telling you all about how your will is better than the will and your way is better than the way. It's going to tell you all about your truth being better than the truth. And it wants to keep you in this particular thing. Okay? And if you understand these over here, you'll understand that some of these also are dealing with your pain sensory. Okay? They're sensory gateways as well. So you can't perceive hurt because you've been hurt so much. Okay? And we know that we love things that we know are no good to us, right? We love the foods that we know are no good to us. We love the people that we know are no good to us. You know, pain is pleasure in this particular paradigm. And that lets me know that our sensory, our gate sensory has been infiltrated, has been blocked, has been closed. And so therefore we don't understand this paradigm is not the real true paradigm that was invented for us. And when you know the human frame, when you understand the human design, you'll realize that you have the power to create the utopia in which you seek. There is nothing standing against you but you at the gate. And the you at the gate is reminding you of your free will, of your free thinking. But what if you are unaliving yourself? What if you are a detriment to yourself in the physical? And you need the spiritual in order to navigate the nuances of this experience. And you will see that the hardest battle that we have to fight is ourselves. The biggest enemy that's standing at the gate is not outside of us, it's inside of us. And when you're ready to cross over Jordan, when you're ready to go to the promised land, when you're ready to get to the land of Canaan, when you're ready to transition to Exodus from the physical into the spiritual, you must know that you are your biggest enemy to do so. And you're going to remind yourself of all of the freedom that you had with your free will. And so what we have to do, in essence, is we got to defeat ourselves. In order to cross over into this spiritual paradigm, into this spiritual awakening, you must defeat yourself at the gate. Because your attention, being under arrest and getting socially engineered and genetically modified, is what you're going to do to yourself. So you must not pay attention to self. Now, who is the opener of this gate? Meditation and mindfulness. It is when you take no thought. It is when you take no thought. It is when you rest, because it's in your calmness and in your relaxation that you can think better, that you can receive better, that you can perceive better. So we must understand that rest is a value. Calmness is a value for us to be able to rightly understand, rightly divide the word of truth. For us to be discerning, we must be taking this, because this is the opener of the gate. This is your weaponry to defeat yourself. You must not listen. You must not allow yourself to get you under arrest. You must not allow yourself to detain you in order to enter into your brain, because you're going to be thinking like, oh, you know what? I did love doing what I wanted to do. It was what I wanted to do. But at the end of your free will, at the end of your will, is a death that we shouldn't even be participating in. At the end of your truth is a death that we should be able to easily circumvent. And so we have these gates, our emotional gate, so that when we're anxious and angry, we throw logic and reason out of the door. So we got to be calm. We have our belief system that filter in things, right? So they standing at the gate like a police officer. If you ain't got a badge of association or affiliation, then you don't get in or you get rejected. It's a gate. But what happens in this belief system gate is what? It closes you off from new things, new perceiving new things, learning new things, experiencing new things. Because if it's not something that you got socially engineered, if it don't have the badge of association and affiliation to what you have been socially engineered or genetically modified to see and know, then guess what? It can't get in. And so you're closed off to new theories and new ways and new learning and new experiences due to this gate of belief systems. And then we just told you about this joker right here. So at the end of the day, you must understand that in order for you to win the war between your Genesis and your Revelation, between your beginning and your end, you must defeat yourself. I hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys realize this. We want you to know more about your nature, know more about your school of thought. If you need any information, please reach out. We're here to allow you to learn about this. It is time for the shift, and we are moving. Don't get left behind. I love you guys, man, and it's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. Peace.